too tired for this. So I'm gonna be honest here. I haven't had my Ritalin in like a week. Thanks, CVS. So, we'll see how this video goes. I think I'm just gonna kind of bitch about Nintendo for 5 minutes. So, everyone loves Nintendo, right? You love Nintendo. I love Nintendo, right? Right? Wrong. Wrong. You're wrong and dumb. Nintendo is beloved by everybody. Seriously. Nothing. Oh, this is a disaster. Everyone grew up loving Nintendo. Of course, Mario, Pokemon, Zelda, Metroid, blah, 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 blah. Everyone loves them, right? But over the past several years, especially, I really don't know how far back this goes. This could go back before I was born. I don't know. This could go back to the 1800s when they were making car games. Especially their business side, their business side is kind of balls. Yeah, that's right. They make amazing games, but the people who work there, the lawyers and whatnot, are doo-doo. If you don't know, they have been canceling Smash events. They've been taking prize pools away. By the way, their prize pools in the first place are crap. They're taking down YouTube channels. They're like demonetizing actually, I wouldn't even say they're demonetizing YouTube channels. These channels aren't even monetized usually. These people are taking Nintendo songs, which granted, Nintendo has the right, I suppose, to do all of this because it is their copyright. But there have been several channels that will put up a bunch of Nintendo's music, and the videos won't be monetized, by the way. They aren't making any money off of this. They're just putting it up there because people, including themselves, I'm assuming, love Nintendo music. And Nintendo takes it down. They send out cease and desist orders. They threaten people with lawsuits. And then they go around and, they put it on Spotify, right? Nope, wrong. You're dumb again. You're dumb again. God, no. Why would they do that? Why would they make it easy for themselves to make money off of something that has already been done? How easy would it be for them to take their songs and put it on YouTube, put it on Spotify, put it on Apple Music, put it on Tidal? Maybe not Tidal, but no. They would rather rest on their laurels, not evolve, and just go bully somebody who's not making money off of this. They did that thing with that YouTuber, what was his name, Etika, a few years ago, who unfortunately I think he killed himself. But they were making some Joy-Cons and they were going to go towards like mental health research or some sort of charity, and Nintendo went after that. They went after a charity. I don't understand. Can you imagine? People would burn down the headquarters of EA or Activision if they did this kind of stuff. Now, granted, if you don't know, lately, Activision has been in some deep water about alleged sexual assault and everything, which is obviously horrifying and way worse than any of this. But that doesn't negate the fact that Nintendo, unless it's in the hardcore gamer market, I feel like a lot of people just kind of look at Nintendo and they have this good guy image. Let's go Nintendo. No, they are balls. I said it again. I'll say it again. They are balls when it comes to this. What is it, 10 years ago, they had this stupid YouTube partner program where if you wanted to play their games, it was if you could either sign up for their program and they would take part of your YouTube revenue, or they would bully you off the platform and they would take all your money. This is the kind of people we're dealing with. There's such a disparity between these childlike wonder games. That's not a good way to put that. But these games that are very family friendly and incredibly well made, almost always, even if I don't like the game, it's almost always well made and clearly had thought put into it. There's such a wide gap, a disparity, like I said, between clearly the people who make these games and the business people. I don't know if it's the owners, I don't know who it is, but the people who actually give a damn about making a product that people care about, that they care about, And people who are just like, money, I need the money, give me the money. And it's so heartbreaking to see this. It's so heartbreaking. It's even worse than their horrible online stuff, which does go into this aspect as well. Especially some people think that their online is too expensive. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's bad because it doesn't work. That's why I think it's bad. It's like Nintendo knows they're special, right? We know Nintendo is special. And it's kind of a problem. That's kind of a problem, right? Because it lets them get away with this nonsense that no one else, in my mind, maybe I'm forgetting somebody. I don't know. I know some people were mad at, if you don't know, FromSoft are the makers of Elden Ring. And some people are saying, yeah, they're getting away with having a poor performing game. And that game is going to probably go on to sell 12 million, probably 20 million units or so. And some people are complaining that they kind of got away with it. But there's a big difference in some performance issues that, granted, were unacceptable, especially at launch. But they're fixing those, right? And that's clearly, no one went to make this game thinking, hey, I'm gonna make this game run like I ran trying for high school basketball. No one went in trying to do that, right? They went in trying to make a functional game, and in most aspects they succeeded, but in some aspects they failed. Unfortunate, but it's true. And yeah, they could have delayed the game, but they didn't. Nintendo, on the other hand, what sucks about this is they're clearly doing this on purpose, right? Everyone else, even these companies that I cannot stand, Ubisoft is the most creatively bankrupt company in video games, but at least they're not going after tiny ass YouTube channels and bullying them to the point of them deleting their channel. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if they're ever going to change. I don't know if people are ever going to hold them accountable. It's sad. It's sad to see. I don't really know what to do about it. I don't really want to go on this I don't want to take this moral high ground stance, because it's hard. It's hard to keep that stance. It's hard to act high and mighty about, I won't purchase Nintendo games. But then something else comes out. Like, there's this game that came out. It's fairly niche, but I think some people might have heard of it. I don't know. I think it was called Disco Elysium. And it looked cool. It was a CRPG. If you don't know, I guess it's a CRPG. It's like a computer role-playing game. It's like a very hardcore role-playing game. It's got some aspects of D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. I'm sure everyone knows that. But I think it was at the Game Awards, which is a big video game award show. I know. I bet you're glad I explained that to you. It was this big video game award show, and the people, when they accepted their award for this, they started thanking Stalin and stuff. And if you're like a communist or a socialist, whatever, right? I don't agree with that, but that's your right. But if you're gonna have I think they have a picture of Stalin in their office or something. And if you don't know, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows Stalin, right? But I don't think people really realize how big of a monster he was. I believe he may have been responsible for more death than Hitler. And I see that, right? I see these people talking about this sociopathic dictator, this monster, like he's someone to be revered. And no one talks about this hardly, right? So I think to myself, I don't want to support this studio. And that's kind of easy because I don't really know how well I'd like the game anyway. But I'm also thinking in the back of my mind, well, I think Capcom, the makers of Resident Evil and Street Fighter and stuff, they didn't get bought, but they had a percentage of them bought by some company that has a lot of shady past. So it's really hard to try to take this stance. So I'm not going to tell anyone to not buy something. If I see a game and I like it, if the new Pokemon game, that's going to be a coin flip, whether that's good or not. Those games have gotten so bland and derivative of themselves over the past 10 years or so that I don't even know if I'll buy it. But if it looks good, if I decide I want it, I'm not going to think about Nintendo has a bunch of greedy bastards working there. If I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it if I think it looks good. So I don't really know what to do. I think the only thing to do is just have these conversations. Maybe I guess hope I don't know. Tell me what you think. Would you consider stopping to buy Nintendo games if they don't stop with this terrible, terrible behavior. I completely forgot. I may have to put this early in the video. The thing that really made me want to make this was it last week, earlier this week or something? They went to, it was like an archive website, and there are these very, very cool, I'll try to put it up on the screen if I can find the pictures. There are these super cool, like, dioramas that were in a old Mario 64 strategy guide or something, and there was an internet archive that put that on their website, put the pictures on their website. Nintendo copyright, they struck it. They claimed it as a trademark or something. Pictures of a strategy guide that is over 20 years old. I don't even know if I'd call that greedy. That's just like bitter and not understanding anything about. Did they just have a robot working there that's just like trademark? I don't know. I mean, this doesn't even go to mention the fan games that they've taken down, and I don't know. Like I said, tell me what you think. Would you stop buying Nintendo games or any other game if they did something like this? What do you think that there's any solution to this? Do you think that they'll ever stop? Because at this point, it kind of seems like they're just getting worse. To me, this is like maybe not the worst thing they've done, but the most pointless thing that they've done. They don't get anything out of this. A lot of times I'll at least see, okay, they don't want this fan-made Pokemon game out there because people might buy that instead of this. They don't want Melee to succeed. God help Melee players. They do not want Melee players to succeed because they want people buying Ultimate. But this is nothing. This is nothing. This is like somebody going into a museum and just taking a painting down off the wall that like their dad painted. I don't understand. Let me know what you think. I hope everyone has a great day. Bye.